Peace, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. And today I have the lovely Crystal. And me and her, we will be ultimately, discussing healing, light work, and just all of those things, things of that nature. But yeah. Welcome, lovely. I guess you can introduce yourself and things of that nature.
Yeah. So my name is Crystal, as you already introduced me. I'm here to bring love through music.
Yeah.
That's like my main intention. Yeah. Love and healing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Music. Music is so powerful, because it's like, if you think about it, everything is vibration, and then not to mention universe, which is one song. So everything works in vibration, So yeah, music is very powerful, very, very healing as well, So how did you get into music? Like, how did you discover music? Was it like something that was around you?
It's been with me ever since I was a kid. My mom took pictures a lot, and there's pictures of me just before I could even walk, sitting at the piano, just plunking on the keys.
Yeah.
So it's always been there with me, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you think maybe like in a past life you were a musician?
Yeah, probably. I think I definitely like brought things forward into this life because it just comes so naturally.
Yeah, I can relate. I can relate. I agree. Like, as you know, I'm an astrologer and everything, and it's like, it's bothersome sometimes because people like to ask me like, where did I learn what I learned, and it all comes so natural to me. So yeah, sometimes I have to say from a past life, but that doesn't go nowadays.
Yeah.
So, so you said you heal with music and things of that nature, right?
Yeah. So like lately I've been integrating singing bowls, and I do sound meditations, and I also play native flute along with the singing bowls, and I sing. Like I channel in whatever comes.
Yeah. So light language, light language.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think it all works? Like the singing and healing, and like did you think this through, or do you just do it?
Oh yeah, I just do it like and I've also started incorporating in guided meditations for part of the sessions. And before I was like preparing for them, the guided meditation part, and then now lately I've just been speaking the words whatever comes. And so it's just like slowly, like piece by piece, it's becoming more like improvised. But the music part has always been improvised, like with the bowls and the singing and the flute. Yeah, just like whatever comes out at that moment. I feel like the energy of the people in the room and the way they like work with me, then I like sing whatever they need to hear.
Yeah.
Like the vibration or the tone that they need to hear that will help balance. And
that's pretty cool. Such a beautiful gift. And you're a Taurus, right? You said you're a Taurus. Yeah. And you know how Taurus is very musical, and everything like that. So is it like when you say you just go with the flow in terms of like language, is it like light language, gibberish, or is it like, are you speaking as it goes? Like, are you speaking literal words while you're meditating with the group?
Well, during the part when I'm like singing, I wouldn't call it gibberish.
Right.
It's like oohs and ahs. It's like vowels. I'm using like a lot of oohs and ahs and e's. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of angelic, I guess you can say.
Yeah. And then during like the speaking part, like so just whatever comes through. It cut out.
Yeah. Is it good or?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been told before, there's been people that have been apart, and they say that we're not the only ones in the room.
Wow.
There's like a whole, like, you know, all the energies and angels and everything is there with us.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, like sound is so powerful. I'm not sure. I don't know, but there were these historians, you know, and they were like, I forget the names, you know, the names aren't coming to me, but they were ultimately going through like ancient ruins and things of that nature, and they found, you know, like these advanced technologies revolving around sound or whatever, and they were just seeing that like these ancient people were able to do all of these crazy things, you know, like, I don't know, just these crazy things, all because they had like the secret, or they were able to tap into sound, you know, or music, vibration, whatever.
Yeah. Yes, it's definitely, I mean, we already know, like, we just have to remember, you know, how important it is and how well it works.
Yeah, that's facts. That's very true. You're right. Everything is all about remembering, you know, and I wanted to say, like, you know, and it's also so interesting because it's like, when you think about it, there are certain pitches and frequencies of sound, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if our thoughts emitted sounds, you know, like when you think something, like, like you think something, I mean, it makes sense because we pick up on other people's thoughts, right? Like,
yeah, it definitely is sending out some sort of wave, and you probably can't necessarily like hear the pitch of the thought. Maybe, you know how dogs can hear higher pitches? Then maybe something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Possibly, because I know that there are brain waves, you know, and that's what sound is. It's like a vibrational wave. You get what I mean? Yeah, and yeah, you know, I ultimately believe that's like that's why we can, in a sense, pray or like ask for things, and we get heard. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then to go off of like, when you ask for something, you have to feel it, because then it will even more come to you even more. Yeah.
Right. You know, that is very true. Because I'm glad you brought that up. You know, because I guess, you know, earth signs and water signs, they feel different, right? Differently. Like you being a Taurus, I would presume you feel more of like in a practical sense, like centrally. And you know, your moon would also play a factor, but then like, I don't know if you've seen my Cancer like thing I did, but I was just talking about how, you know, like Cancers are very powerful when it comes to manifesting. Tauruses and Cancers, you know, because they really know how to feel, you know, they don't just speak, like, but they feel it. But yeah, you're so right. That is the secret, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like just the feeling of to be excited. When you're excited about something, then that's like a sign that it's coming. Whatever it is that you're asking for, praying for.
Yeah, emotions, energy and motion, right? Energy and motion. So yeah, like when you feel emotions, you're technically perpetuating energy and motion, you know. So yeah, that's where it all starts, with the emotions.
Yeah, it's important to express the emotion too.
Very true.
Otherwise, when you like hold it in your body, like, you know, emotions are stored in certain emotions are stored in different parts of your body, and so once you can release that emotion, express that emotion, then your body will be going to feel better.
Yeah,
And
that's very true.
like with the sound bowls, to place them on certain parts of the body that can help the release process. So it's vibrating it through.
Yeah, yeah, I so agree with that. I guess in a sense you can kind of perceive it as like, this is very true. Like most definitely, certain parts of your body do correspond with emotions, and most negative emotions, as we call them. But I feel like everything ties back to the yin and yang, because it's like everything is necessary. Like we do need a little bit of anger, a little bit of sadness, sorrow, but like if you get what I mean, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're like in a sense vibrating really low, and I guess to a degree, when you think of low vibrations, think of density, and it's like with these vibrations, with these emotions vibrating that low, they in a sense manifest certain alterations within your body, like or blockages rather, we should say, in your energetic system, So to me, it definitely does make sense that like especially like a singing bowl, because don't those produce like pure notes, right? Very high.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and then it's not only just one tone or note. It's like overtones and undertones, and so it has like at certain points it's got this like really neat sound to it.
yeah,
Yeah, like fluctuating something. I can't really explain it, but
yeah. Yeah, with those, I guess, pure notes or frequencies, it makes sense to me that, like, the way it's coming to me manifesting is, in a sense, kind of like the emotion and the pain is, in a sense, calcified, if you get what I mean. And what these sounds frequencies do is, in a sense, they kind of decalcify the energy, kind of help it to, in a sense, disperse, if you get what I mean.
mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, I've never really owned a whatchamacallit, a singing bowl, but I like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but it's not a singing bowl, but it's like this bowl thing that my mom has in the kitchen, and I remember way back I took it and I started meditating with it, and I was kind of playing around with it, and I was, because it was a bowl, but I don't know, I wouldn't say it was a singing bowl, but who knows, because a bowl that sings is a singing bowl.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as kids, you grow up and you're pounding on the kitchen bowls. Like
Right.
it's still creating a sound vibration for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, like growing up, I've always like been drawn to instruments, music, and things of that nature. But yeah, like the most powerful instrument on this planet, this realm, is most definitely like the human voice. Because it is said that there are certain. Of course, it's beautiful, yes, but it is also said that there are certain frequencies. This is how music is, it's frequency vibration. There are certain frequencies and vibrations that like instruments alone can't produce, like certain high pitches and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like when you're playing an instrument, it's coming from without, like from the outer. But then when you use your own voice, it's coming from within, and so it's vibrating out rather than vibrating in.
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I get
And so it has more of an effect. Like if you're using your own voice, like each person using their own voice is going to do so much more than any instrument that they play or their theme that they listen to. I feel like singing, like even if you feel like your voice isn't good enough or you're not comfortable with hearing your own voice, like the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. Because I've gone through that, like, just that, is my voice good enough? Like, does it sound good as some others? Yeah.
I know what you mean. I like to say, or rather I should say, it is said that we are our own biggest critics. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you can sound like an angel, but in your head you think, you sound like not, you don't sound that well, but yeah, like.
Great. Yeah, the more you use it, the more comfortable you get with it.
Yeah.
That's with anything, really. The more you do something, the more comfortable you are.
Yeah.
It's
all about familiarity.
Yeah.
Becoming familiar.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like, I guess in a sense, especially with you being a Taurus, because, you know, you guys are practical and you're routine-oriented, I guess we say. Routine-oriented.
Yep. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, we like to definitely stick to things that we know, I would say. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I am pretty, like, I am totally open to adventure too, and trying new things, though, definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, you know. I mean, I'm on like the other end, I guess you can kind of say. Like, yes, I have like my moon is in Taurus. Taurus, you know, Taurus, Gemini, 1 degree. Venus is in Taurus, and then my ascendant is in Virgo, but everything else is mutable air and fire, you know. So I'm very up and about, adventurous, and things of that nature. But you know, I also like to say, like, all of the signs have the ability to, in a sense, express being adventurous, you know, express individuality and all of these things. It's not about what, it's just about how, you know, like every sign has the ability to do something. They all just do it in a different way, if you get what I mean. Like,
yeah, definitely. Like, I guess one thing that just comes to my mind is the adventure of rock climbing. I was talking to a lady yesterday, and she's a Capricorn, and she loves to rock climb. And so that's like her sense of adventure. Whereas, like, I don't know, my sense of adventure is just traveling the world. I want to travel the world.
Yeah, wow. You have to be Sagittarius, because, you know, Sagittarius.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have. Well, my son's right on the MC. It's just into the 10th house, but it's like right on the cusp. And then I have Mars in the 9th house too.
What sign? Is it in Taurus?
Taurus, yeah. Which is interesting too, because it's in detriment, and Chiron is there too in my throat. And that's why I feel like I've struggled just up until the past couple of years. I've struggled with my throat, like opening it. I know I have that voice within me, but to just open it and be comfortable with it, I'm getting there. Like, I'm there more and more each day. Yeah.
It's beautiful. You know, and you know what they say, like, things worth having aren't always easy. Like, I feel like this is true just due to the fact that in this, like, dimension, reality, or like matrix simulation, however you want to call it, we are one of the planets or energies we are governed by is Saturn, you know. So it's like, but it's like, of course, there is such a thing as transcending, you know, like, in a sense, being, I don't know if I want to say being above it, but I guess, because it's like, we truly can, you know, climb up and down the ladders. Like, we don't have to be subjected to the energies, you get what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And then there's vices and virtues to each planet and each sign that it's in. And so it's best to strive to the virtuous side.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty cool because singing, music, and all these things, they're like, you know, tied to the angelic realm, you know. Like, whenever we talk about angels, they always mention how, like, angels, they're like singing these tunes that help to hold, you know, like a certain vibration, you know. Now, like, when I think about it, because it's like literally, because you can feel it too when you're talking, you're emitting vibrations, you know. And it's like, because technically everything is vibration, you know. They're all in different they're just all in different frequencies. So it's like, I really do feel like we can do so much with the voice, you know, like imagine if 100 of us got together and we just all sing.
Yeah, that's like a vision of mine is like, yeah, we can sit in these sound meditations and I can sing and I can play these bowls, but I want everyone to be a part and to use their voice. Yeah, I'm going to integrate that. I want to something that is definitely going to happen.
Yeah, that would be so cool. And then it's like, you know, this world, yeah, I guess I'll say that, like, well, not just this world, like everything is technically, it's like a domino effect, you know, like when you do one thing, you in a sense set out a motion of things. And I feel like when all of these beings, all like 100 people, I guess we can say, come together and they're all focusing on the same energy frequency, and you know, there's this vibration and everything, then I'm pretty sure that there will be like some sort of effect on the earth, you know.
Yeah, I can feel that. I got bumps. Yeah,
like it's so amazing because nothing is really stopping us from, you know, like, because it's like we don't even have to like be in the same place. Like we can even like imagine if like we got 100,000 people to like do a meditation, you know, like, and we're all on the same frequency vibration, and it's like, you know, as we all awaken, we're all kind of becoming in the same frequency or vibration, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming, definitely.
Yeah, coming.
Yeah. Yeah, they have this World Sound Healing Day, and it's on February 14th. I think it's the same day every year, which is Valentine's Day, which is interesting. But yeah, if we could like somehow get everybody on the same page for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, you know. And you know, I also wanted to know, like, how did you get into astrology? You know, like.
Oh yeah. I've always, not always, but since I was like, I don't know, 18 or 19, I was like totally interested in it. I read into it a little, just really basic. And I was like trying to figure out like more like in depth into the houses. And it was just kind of confusing. I had focus of other things. So I put it off to the side. And then just 3 years ago, I met my partner and he's an astrologer. And it just like all the things that I already know, I began to remember again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just studying, reading. Yeah.
That's what it's all about, you know, remembering, like truly remembering.
Yep.
Because even me, you know, like, because I really feel like I, in a sense, bring forth like certain information that isn't widely discussed, if you get what I'm saying. Like, because, you know, it's interesting because, I don't know, I guess I'll just leave it like this, you know, me being a Gemini, heavily ruled by that energy, and then, you know, Mercury being like the planet of the gods or whatever, I am very, like, in a sense, in tune and in sync, you know. I don't even know why I brought that up, but yeah, it's like most of the information I bring, astrologically speaking, I don't know, I just feel like, because me, you know, when most of the things I do, I like to, in a sense, balance or utilize both the feminine and the masculine, like both my intuition and my logic, you know. So it's like, like if I'm doing a reading for someone, or if I'm like doing a write up about the signs, if like something comes to me, then I put it down, you know. Even if it like like sometimes I would just like I'm doing a reading, you know, and I would say something and I'd be like, that doesn't really relate with the sign, like what? But then it's like the person would be like, oh my god, that's crazy you said that, you know. So it's like, I don't know, it's cool.
Yeah, I'm more like, for me, I'm more on the logical side of astrology yet, but Nicholas, he's definitely intuitive. Yeah, he like, yeah, and then there's something I was gonna say. I don't recall right now.
Yeah. So then, like, would you say like natal chart readings or like astrology? Like, okay, so like when we talk about like services and the things you offer, like, would you put down astrology as one of them? Like, first, like you personally?
No, not me personally, but definitely, I like we do astrology classes, Nick and I, and we balance each other well because like he'll see and feel the intuitive will come through, and then like I bring the groundedness to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it balances out really well. Otherwise, during the classes, I feel that it'd be very like jumping around from like one thing to the next, and
Is your partner a Scorpio? Well,
yeah,
he is. What? Yeah, because I was feeling that. Well,
yeah.
You know, it's wonderful because like when we talk about like the opposite signs, when we're dealing with oppositions, it's like there truly really never like is an in between. Like you guys are all either like all for one another or like you're not, but it's like you guys in a sense were made for each other, if you get what I mean. Yeah, it's nice, it's really cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I remember what I was going to say earlier. I also make jewelry, which and I've been incorporating the crystals to the signs and like the body parts. And I was trying to think what crystal would be for Pisces. And I was looking at Aquaterra, which is earth and water. And it just came to me, I don't know like how, but that was definitely like an intuitive channeling, is that because Aquaterra, the red deposits that look like the earth are iron deposits, and iron phosphate is for Pisces. So that was just like something that intuitively came through for me the other day involving astrology and crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing because it's like now really evident, like let me see, I guess you can kind of say like 2018, 19, like everyone was talking about spirituality and things of that nature, but now it's like the old world is truly like in a sense like collapsing, you can kind of say, and we are like seeing this new world surfacing up, and it's like we are the ones bringing it forward.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's the veil is lifting. Somebody pointed out the Greek meaning of apocalypse is the veil is lifting.
Yeah.
So you think of the word apocalypse as being this like terror and negative thing, but it's not. Yeah, it's the veil. The veil is lifting.
Very true, and it's like we have the pretty little truth, and then the lies are not always ugly, but it's like they do come through with like a sense of conviction, like a truth will come and like collapse your world and then rebuild it, but it's very necessary, very needed. And the Egyptians, they understood this. They understood that chaos was necessary, like whenever I guess like for like I don't know the words, but like when because they lived in a desert, right? And whenever like an immense amount of rain would come and it would like destroy the buildings and things of that nature, they didn't really see it as good or bad, but it was more of like a yin and yang, because they understood that even though this is happening, that this water is going to help feed the crops, you get what I mean? But,
right. Yeah, it's a balance.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Balance. Everything is a balance.
And to be be in that center. That's what, yeah, just to be in the center. Like you were saying, or maybe, yeah, like be happy all the time or sad all the time. Like, you don't want to be happy all the time. That's off balance. So you want to be right in the center.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's like, you know, are you aware of the 7 Hermetic principles?
Not completely.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, there's this I think it's the fifth principle, fourth or fifth principle. It's the principle of, yeah, it's the fourth principle. It's the principle of rhythm, which states that the pendulum will always swing. They're you know,
Yeah.
the pendulum will always swing, and it said that, you know, like the law of rhythm is our salvation, but it's in a sense also like our destroyer, because it promises us that this suffering you're going through, it will not last, that you will experience the opposite. But then when we're going through good, it promises us that this is not gonna last long.
Yeah.
You will experience the negative. But the key of like the secret, or like the goal of the alchemist, is to, in a sense, learn to neutralize and polarize themselves, you know, to learn, in a sense, to go up and down the ladder, like to learn to, and it's technically balance, you know, to learn to, in a sense, not overly indulge into like the positive to the point where you kind of get stuck, and not to overly indulge into the negative where you kind of get stuck, you know, but rather, more or less, it's kind of like, I guess you can say, mental alchemy, and paying attention to the emotions, you know. So it's like, even when you're going through good, you're like, I love this, I'm enjoying this. But I feel like attachment, you know, healthy detachment, like practicing attachment and detachment, understanding that the universe is like water, it flows, you know, and we got to learn to be like water too, and just flow.
Yeah. Well, we are like mostly water too.
Yeah, 75, right?
Yeah. That's why I think sound vibration affects us so greatly, because we are water.
Exactly.
A lot. Yeah.
And certain people, right? They say that we are, in a sense, submerged in water. Like I forgot, but I think it's due to the fact that there's like water in the air, you know. And they also talk about how like the what really gets me is the fish in the water, they don't perceive the water, you know. they don't perceive the water. That's what really gets me, you know. I'm just like, yo.
Yeah. And right, we might just be in water and we don't perceive it, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Or just the water in the air,
well,
the water part.
Well, yeah, you know, it's like they say we're like submerged in water. I guess what they rather more or less what they're saying, I feel, is like, I wouldn't particularly say water, but in a sense, like we're submerged in some sort of like liquid, if you get what I mean. And it's like this movement, right? And this is actually very true. Like when you move, you are, in a sense, like influencing, for one, your electromagnetic field, but you're also like, when you do this, you know, you're, in a sense, like send out vibrations out into the, like, if you like, you feel that's why.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's why dancing is so powerful too. Well, yeah, like, what's your experience with dancing?
Oh, well, like, yeah, I've learned, like, over the last few years, just to, like, I love spinning. Spinning's my favorite. Yeah.
Wow, you know, you are most definitely, I guess, an indigo, a starseed, or whatever they call it, because, all right, you asked me, huh, if you were like, I remember when I was giving you the reading, I said I would, you know, do that, like, starseed. I forgot what it was, but like, you know, help you pin down if you came from anywhere, you know, but like, I don't know. You asked me if you're a Palladian, right? You asked me that. You asked me if you're a Palladian.
Yeah. Yep. Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, I can see it, like, because, and you know, it's because it's like, it's also like, well, first and foremost, we have to understand that, you know, we are multidimensional beings, meaning we exist in, you know, multi dimensions. Like, there is a version of me and you in this third dimension, but then there's also a version of you and me, I guess we can say like in the angelic realm and things of that nature, you know. And just the fact that we can what's this word, like, conceive of a higher self. This in of itself in a sense is an indication, you know, that we exist in more than one level. But yeah, you know, it is said that when Pleiadians come through, Pleiadians are ultimately they're healers, you know, but they more or less focus on emotional healing, and they focus on the heart, you know, because what they want to do is they want to help us raise our vibration to the point where we in of ourselves can experience higher emotions, you know, like it's kind of like we are like cups, for lack of like containers. Yeah, containers. We're like containers, right? And the size of your container is the amount of energy you can hold, you know, whether that be joy or whatever. And it's in a sense like through these experiences, through the ups and downs and things of that nature, we kind of expand, if you get what I mean, you know. And Pleiadians, it is said, when they come here, like because I remember, right, because what I used to do was like when I would write songs and things of that nature, I would in a sense, my music was kind of negative, like in the sense that like I would talk about, like, you know, how the earth was like dying, and like I wrote this song, I was like, Mother Earth, she's bleeding, I'm calling all earth beings and light beings, you know. And I was just talking about in a sense like how the animals were dying, children were crying, and all of these things, you know. And when I reflect, I'm like, man, that song is like so sad. But then what I realized is, in order for us to truly get down to what we want, like that positive energy, that positivity, we got to go through the negative, you know. We got to face, like, in order for you to in a sense get rid of your fear, you got to face it, if you get what I mean, you know. And in a sense, that's what the Pleiadians do. They kind of come through and I mean, yes, of course, positive messages and everything is apparent as well, but most of the time, you know, they come and they kind of sing, I guess, sad songs that in a sense tap people into their emotions, that in a sense like help us to resurface all of those deep you know, traumas and emotions that resided within us, if you get what I mean. So then they can, once they resurface, we can deal with it, you know. And it's like once you deal with these negative emotions, then what happens is you in a sense now have in a sense expanded your container, you know. And this is what light work and shadow work, right? This is where that comes in, like light work and shadow work, very important, both of them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you won't truly know the light until you know the shadow.
Yeah, and then not to mention that it's like it's the dark that absorbs the light, you know. So without the light, without the dark, we wouldn't even be able to, in a sense, perceive the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, you know, and then like not to mention spinning, because truly we have in a sense been like put in the dark. You know, when concerning these things, like concerning our body, concerning, you know, like energy work and all of these things. But like our body is literally a tool, an apparatus, you know. And that's like, it's a tool, it's an apparatus, you know. And there are so many things, so many technologies of our bodies that we don't really particularly understand, you know. And of course it starts with intention, but like when you spin, like what you are doing in a sense is you are creating a vortex, right? Like a vortex. That's what spinning is, right? And so it is said that when you are spinning, I mean, I've experienced this as well, like as I know this, so I know, I apply what I know, you know. And I feel like that's my Mars and Sagittarius in the 9th house. But yeah, you know, so like whenever I want to connect with like certain beings or things of that nature, I would, you know, first set the intentions of wanting to connect, and then what I would do is I would like center myself first and foremost, and slowly but surely, like gently start spinning, you know, and feel that energy, like feel myself pulling them in, you know. And yeah, it is that. And you know, this, it's crazy because it always, for me, it works, you know, like but yeah, when you are spinning, what you do is essentially kind of open up vortexes and doorways for beings to come through, you know. And I guess to a degree, intention is right, like it is crucial, like your intention is important as well. Make that intention. I guess I put that disclaimer because I don't want to like scare people, you know, like if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because are you saying like you can open up the portal to anything, and so you have to and only good come through? Is that what you're saying when you're spinning?
I wouldn't. It's like I don't really want to say. Well, yeah, technically, but there's this thing, right? Because we're not living in a lawless universe, but there are laws that govern there are laws that govern this universe, you know? And there's specific laws like, you know, the law like willpower, because like my bad, not willpower, but what is that word? Like free will. Yeah, that's what it is. Free will. Yeah, like free will, you know, and no thing can mess with this, you know, like we in a sense have a choice, you know. It's like we truly, like an evil entity truly can't come to us unless we invite it. And now, you know, these invitations can be subconscious, like just by you, I guess you can kind of say, consuming something low vibrational, like consuming alcohol. Then and there, you are welcoming, you know, a spirit to come through, you know, to come in you, because most people know that when they drink, they're not themselves, you know, or like, so yeah, it's not always, so it's not always like conscious. It can be subconscious. It could be an action even. You know, we say actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to click on a light just a moment.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Is that any better? It's getting dark here. Okay.
I always like when, like, in a sense, there's a duality. When I'm like on a chat with someone or something, and it's like they might be on the other side of the world, and it's getting dark, and then like right here it's light. If you get what I mean, I guess I find that to be cool. Yeah, you know, spirals are like very powerful. If you get what I mean, because that's what everything is in a sense. Everything in a sense is like a spiral. You know, spirals manifest all over the place in the universe. Like, you know, there's just so much, like even spiraling, like your hands, just, I don't know, like, I guess it really depends on you and how desensitized or how you have made yourself sensitive again, because we have become so desensitized to energy, you know. Like, for instance, people talk about spirit guides and things of that nature and connecting with them, you know, but the thing about it is we have become so desensitized to hearing them due to the fact that, like, we are constantly being bombarded by all of, you know, these sounds. Like, we now have to deal with the frequencies coming from our phones, like sounds of like music, you know, sounds of like television and all of these things. And what has happened in a sense is like we've learned to subconsciously tune those sounds out, but while subconsciously tuning those sounds out, we also, you know, tuned out certain sounds from higher dimensions, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I totally get it. I think getting out into nature can help you reconnect and become sensitive again. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because it's like, I feel like kind of getting into sound healing, like having that epiphany or like that ideology, like, oh, I want to help heal people with sound, you know, like, well, of course, I guess now more or less it is becoming ordinary, but I do want to know, like, or I do want to ask, like, where did you start, you know, like, what was the spark of your desire to want to heal with sound?
Well, like I said, I've always like been drawn to music. Oh, and then like I went to a sound healing, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to do that. And then not long after that, a guy contacted me through Facebook, and he's like, I make singing bowls, and he's in Nepal, and he worked with me, and he sent a whole set of these metal singing bowls, And so that's how it happened. Yeah. And before that, I was gifted a triple barrel Native American flute. I can show you. See that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You mind to demonstrate?
Love to.
Mm-hmm. That was really cool. Yeah, you know, I'm really like drawn to like more or less like from what I know, like Chinese music, I guess, like traditional Chinese music, because I feel like, well, of course in like native Indian also, but like those are places where like the flute is really, you know, present or apparent. But yeah, like the flute, it's such a beautiful instrument, you know. But fun fact, like, did you know that the flute corresponds with the crown chakra? Then like string instruments like piano, guitar correspond with the heart chakra. Then like drums and, you know, things of that nature correspond with the root chakra. Like, did you know that? Or
No, I didn't. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I feel when I'm playing it, it's definitely like connecting more.
Yeah.
Yeah, through my phone. What if, so like the voice would be obviously associated with the throat chakra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, you know,
yeah, I've never thought about that. That's neat.
But like the chakras are so fascinating to me as well, because they correspond with one another, you know. Like a lot of people don't know this, but the root chakra actually is connected to the crown, like they correspond with one another, and you know, so on and so forth. Like it's cool, but
yeah, like when I'm like doing different breathing exercises, it feels like when I'm breathing like from the root, and then I like go up, and then I hit the crown with my breath, and then rather than like I come around down to the front side, and then I obviously I glance over those chakras, but it feels like it's more just directly to the root. Like whereas when I'm breathing in up the back, it's hitting each one as it goes up, but then once it gets up here, then it's like down to the root from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And not to mention, it's like, we in a sense always have like, I want to say 2 currents, or like they're perceived as serpents, you know, that are always ascending and descending. I think there's like one that's always ascending and another that's descending, but I don't even know if that's like relevant. But
Did you say Venus, or I didn't hear the first part of it?
Oh, I said we always have like serpents, like 2 serpents within it. You know,
yeah.
It's kind of like I forget what the yeah, I don't even know the name, but you know the that one medical staff. Yeah, it's kind of
like what's that called next? Those 2, the Ida and the Pingala. Is that what you're talking about?
I think so, but I know that there's like a name as a whole, like as the whole thing, you know. I want to say it's like a fucus, but I don't think so. That sounds like more like a star system, right? A fucus. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you experimented or like played with the hand drum or like the pan drum? Cause that's.
Oh yeah, hand drums. Yeah.
Yeah, cause
yeah.
those.
Yeah, that's really powerful.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
You're so cool. Like that's an instrument I definitely want to have. Like right now, like I just have like a guitar, but I also want to own like a flute and a drum. Like a flute and like the hand pan in particular. Most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, the hand pan is magical.
I know, it's crazy. Like when I discovered it, I was on YouTube. I don't know how but it just came to me, and I was just like, "What the heck is like? What is this?" It was just so amazing. I'm just like, "What?"
For sure.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it has been really nice talking to you, Crystal.
Yeah, you too.
It was a nice build. Hopefully we do this once again in the future. You never know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
I hope that this, in a sense, was also informative for you and the viewers. I hope you guys got to learn something, expand your mind, etc., etc. Yeah, is there like anything you like to say? Like, are you on YouTube, like, or anywhere we can find you?
Oh yeah.
You are.
Yeah, I am on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. You can look up Crystal Clear Resonation.
Crystal Clear Resonation. Yeah, I'll definitely go subscribe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been me and the lovely Crystal, and this is me signing